main grandstand, and they'll be on their way down to the start for the running of the maiden plate over 1,200 meters, off time 12 o'clock. So we still got about 15 minutes to go to the off of race 1. I'll run through the additional car changes shortly. Right, if you get your race cards out, we'll go through the additional equipment changes in race 2. Number 3, Jaconari to race with earmuffs on. The next change comes in race 3. Number 2, Ian's Ferrari to race with steel shoes off, alamites on, and earmuffs on. So put the alamites and the earmuffs on. Ian's Ferrari, take off the steel shoes. Number 4, sorry about that. So in race 3, number 4, Duchess of War to race with earmuffs on. In race 4, number 4, Vara Glow to race with alamites on, steel shoes off. Number 5, Justadora to race with blinkers on. Going on to race 5, number 1, Didingwe to race with a compression mask on, and number 2, Bugatti Blue to race with earmuffs on. And finally in race 3, number 3, Wantage to race with steel shoes on, alamites off, and take the compression mask off him and put the blinkers on him. So blinkers on, steel shoes on, Wantage, and take off the alamites and take off the compression mask. At the moment, slight headwind, nothing too serious. We've had 7 millimeters of rainfall in the last week and no irrigation, and the pen reading is 19. Track condition good. Full trail 6 meters out from the 1,300 meter mark to the spillway. So no problems with the track conditions, unlike South Africa, where we just lost the meeting at Scottsville, and we barely got through the meeting yesterday at Turffontein. So lots of rain in South Africa at the moment, and I think this week Zimbabwe should get quite a bit. So that's the car changes, track conditions, and the runners for race 1 now about to come out on parade. And horse number 1 is Bello Grosso, the mount of Jeffrey Seister for Deborah Swanson, racing in club colours, all black. Number 2 is El Combatant and Morgan Yamaguete. So please note, club colours all black on horse number 1, Bello Grosso. So we're just waiting on number 3. Number 3, trust me, scratched obviously, and number 4, New Galaxy. That'll be the third horse. That'll be Nathan Klink on board number 4, New Galaxy. So just the 2 horses on their way down to the start, and here comes New Galaxy, and that'll be your 3 runners for race 1. Off time 12 o'clock. So we got roughly about 8 minutes to go to the off of race number 1. Just one additional car change in race 1. The ownership on Bello Grosso should be M. Moxon, and the horse will be racing in club colours, all black, like I said earlier on. But M. Moxon is the ownership change for horse number 1, Bello Grosso. An urgent call for Emrys to answer your radio. Emrys, could you please answer your radio? The starter's trying to get hold of you. An urgent call for Emrys to answer your radio. So the remaining three runners, that is for race 1, have arrived down at the 1,200 meter mark for the running of race 1, a maiden plate. Just waiting on Emrys. The three horses just nice and relaxed down at the start, and a bit of a break in the weather, a little bit of sunshine, and hopefully the temperatures don't pick up and we should be fine to get through to today's meeting here at Borrowdale Park, the first meeting for 2024. And once again, compliments of the season and best wishes for all our patrons. Hope 2024 is a good year for you. So we're now upon race time for the running of race number 1. Unfortunately, the starters are not shut in the front gate. We're still waiting to locate the ambulance. So the three runners are keeping as quiet as they possibly could. So a slight delay to the off of race number 1 for 2024 here at Borrowdale Park. Okay, patrons, please note there will be a delay to the running of race 1. We're still waiting for the ambulance services. Obviously, racing cannot commence without medical staff on course. So as once they're down at the start, these horses will be sent back. Fortunately, we've got pretty much time on our side. The order of the day, small fields, but obviously not the best start. But as soon as the ambulance is down at the start, these horses will be sent back. So the ambulance is on course and is on its way down to the start. So like I said, once he's down there, the medical staff have made their way down to the start, then this race will commence. Right, so the ambulance driver going past the 400-meter mark, and like I say, we don't want any hiccups. He just take his time now. There's no use in rushing down there and then veering off the road or something like that. So slight delay to the proceedings here at Borrowdale Park as he approaches the 600-meter mark. So the starting gates have been closed for the remaining 3 runners. They will be coming forward shortly now as the jockeys now get on board their respective mounts. So we're just slightly behind time, but nothing too serious. Our red-hot favourite in the form of horse number 2, El Combatente. Gavin McLeod looking for another winner here at Borrowdale Park. The stable's been in red-hot form. Morgan Yamaguete takes the ride. He takes on the first timer here in Zimbabwe, Bella Grosso, and then obviously New Galaxy, who ran pretty well first time out. I'm sure he'll come on for the run. Thomas Mason starts them off pretty slowly, and I'm pretty sure this horse will improve for the benefit of the run. So 3 horses, but could be in for a tight finish here. But the bookmakers feel strongly that number 2 is the right one, 7 to 10 shot. So they're coming forward. The favourite El Combatente comes forward into stall gate number 2. Alongside him, we've got that's El Combatente into stallgate number 1. Sorry, Bella Grosso into stallgate 2 with the all black silks. The favourite got the black and pink silks into stallgate 1. Now we're just waiting on New Galaxy to come forward to complete the lineup. White flag raised, all set, and away they go. El Combatente jumped inward slightly at the start, but nothing too serious as he moves up to join Bella Grosso down the middle of the course there. And then we find 2 lengths off them. We find New Galaxy. So about a length and a half to 2 lengths covers the complete field here, with El Comandante moving up in the pink and black silks now. He has a half a length lead over back in second Bello Grosso. We drop another length back to New Galaxy. All runners going well within themselves. So it's the favorite backers runner that's hit the front now, El Comandante. From back in second, we've got New Galaxy. We drop a length back to Bello Grosso. All three runners in with some sort of winning a chance, approaching the 400-meter mark. El Comandante now being pressed now by Bello Grosso. In between runners, we've got New Galaxy. El Comandante, he's running around a bit, but he's a big son of William Longsword, and he holds a slender lead, but he's running round and coming into New Galaxy, and on the stand side rail, picking it up now is Bello Grosso, and Bello Grosso is going to make a winning start to racing here at Borrowdale Park. Second will go to New Galaxy. Third place will go to the odds-on shot, El Comandante, but he was wayward and all over the show, and Morgan Yamaguete had a torrid time on board the favorite. So from the commentary box, the numbers you're going to need are 1, 4, and 2. Favorite backers won't be pretty happy with that start to racing here at Borrowdale Park.
You've just seen the running of the first event here at Borrowdale Park. That's the maiden plate over 1,200 meters, won by Juan Bello Grosso, trained by Deborah Swanson, ridden by Jeff Sister. Well done to you, Deb. Nice way to get off to a start. Give us a bit of info about this individual.
Yeah, thank you, Ngoni. Compliments of the season to everybody watching Borrowdale racing today. This is a lovely individual. I've got to say thank you to Sharon Patterson, who sent him to us a few months ago. Thought that he'd be competitive here, and she knows what she's doing. So yeah, he had a few issues with her. She seemed to get them all right just in time to send him up to me, and then we've managed just to put the following last pieces of work up together. And he's a nice horse. I do like her ups. Very, very chuffed for Matt Moxon. His friend Asa and Jason are here to represent him today, so very nice to have new people in the game, and nice to start off hopefully their future racing career.
Well done to you. Can you give us a bit of info about your yard going into the remainder of the card?
Yeah, we've had a nice Christmas and New Year. We've got fat, happy horses. They've all had a nice rest, ready for the beginning of the new year, so they're well. Work probably a little bit underdone on some of them here and there, depending on who's been able to race and who hasn't, but they're well and they're ready to run. They'll give a good account themselves.
Well done to you, Deborah. All the best.
Thank you.
It's Deborah Swanson. Please come through.
Hi, I'm Asa, and we're part of the syndicate that owns this horse. 3 new time owners supporting racing in Zimbabwe. We're very excited about it. And so for Mr. Moxon, who got us involved, thanks very much. For Deb and our fabulous jockey today, just awesome. What a great first time experience. We'll be here for a long time.
Well done to you. Well done to the guys there who've just gotten a first winner with their first runner. The one Bello Grosso coming through to win the maiden plate here. Second went to horse number 4, New Galaxy. Third went to the 2, Alcambantant, and scratched the 3, Trust Me. Next up is race 2, and that's a novice handicap of a 1450. Off time is 12:35.
We now have the all-clear result for race 1 here at Borrowdale Park. First place went to horse number 1, Bello Grosso. Second to number 4, New Galaxy. And third to number 2, Il Combatant. Okay, and scratch number 3, Trust Me. So the numbers you're going to need are 1, 4, and 2. And well done to the winning owner of horse number 1, Bello Grosso, having his first start here in Zimbabwe and making that a winning one. So hopefully he'll do well for the connections here at Borrowdale Park in the upcoming future. Race 2 on today's program is a novice handicap to be run over 1,450 meters. We have one scratching, horse number 4, Eastern World. Number 1, Bird in Space, the mount of Kevin Durere for Deborah Swanson. Number 2 is When Evening Comes, Jared Penny on board for Thomas Mason. Number 3, Jacanari, Jeffrey Seister for Deborah Swanson. And completed in the lineup will be horse number 5, Evocative, Nathan Klink for Thomas Mason. So just Thomas and Deborah are represented in this race. Thomas with the 2 runners and Debbie with the 2 runners. So interesting little race for this novice handicap. And the favorite number 2, When Evening Comes, having his second start in Zimbabwe, a winner of a first start, albeit I'm not too sure if the form was franked with Il Combatante not shaping very well in the first race, but she should come on for the first start and is the outright favorite, number 2, When Evening Comes, to make it 2 from 2 here at Borrowdale Park. So the runners for race 2 have made their way into the parade ring. Please note one cap change. Horse number 3, Jacanari, Jeffrey Seister to wear blue cap. Same colours are on board number 1, Bird in Space. So a blue cap on board number 3, Jacanari. So the remaining 4 runners, jockeys are getting on board, and they'll be out on parade and on their way down to the 1,450 meter mark. Off time for race 2, 12:35. So yeah, we'll make up the time, like I said, just small fields the order of the day. So hopefully they'll make it up in this race. I'm sure they'll make it up in the next race. So runners on their way down to the 1,450 meter mark. The 4 runners for this novice handicap, 2 represented by Debris Swanser and 2 by Thomas Mason. So we'll see who comes out on top. So the runners making their way down the chute and onto the main course. Number 1, Bird in Space, to race in the first set of colours. That's for Duncan and Jackie Coxedge. And number 3, Jacanari, to race for the same combination but with a blue cap. So coming out on parade is horse number 1, Jacanari, together with When Evening Comes, the favourite, for Craig Adamson, Kevin Fallon and Iona Fallon. Number 5, Evocative, for Craig Dankwoods and the International Racing Club nominee, Joao de Mata. And then completing the lineup there is number 3, Jacanari and Jeffrey Seister. So the 4 horses on their way down to the 1,450 meter mark. So the 4 runners for race 2 have arrived down at the 1,450 meter mark for this novice handicap. Once again, the one scratching of horse number 4, Eastern World, and horse number 3, Jaconari. The jockey wears a blue cap. So I'm sure these horses will be checked over by their jockeys and the starting stall team at the start there, and then they'll be loaded and sent on their way back as we now approach the advertised race time for race number 2. The favourite horse number 2, When Evening Comes, like in the first race, very strongly fancied to make it back-to-back wins. Bird in Space and Jaconari are next best in the betting, and then the outside of the party is horse number 5, Evocative. But it is a handicap, so it will be interesting to see who comes out on top here. They're all one-time winners, being a novice handicap. So the starting stall team starting to work on Evocative. Reeled off a number of places, as you can see in the form line, prior to winning her maiden. And then, not at the races last time out, but the run prior to that was a very good run behind Nandine. I think Nandine's reeled off 3 or 4 wins in a row, so that would hold her in good stead if she were to reproduce that run. So, Evocative's loaded. Bird in Space. Can Kevin Dury get Bird in Space not to tear off to the front? She's been going off at ahead of affairs and not finishing off her races, so it'll be interesting to see if Kevin can get her to just not use up all that energy in the beginning of the race. And then we're down to the remaining 2, so they're working on Bird in Space. The favourite in the pink silks to come forward will be When Evening Comes, and Jaconari with the blue cap to complete the lineup. So Bird in Space is in. And let's now turn their attention to the red hot favourite, When Evening Comes. She goes in. Jaconari for Jackie and Duncan to go in next with the blue cap. Handlers out the way, all set, white flag raised, and away they go. Well, Jaconari lost about 6 lengths at the jump, but the balance of the field came out as one, and it's Bird in Space who picks up the running by 2 lengths from back in second. We've got When Evening Comes now being passed by Evocative. So Evocative goes into second. When Evening Comes is back in third, and Jaconari at the back of the field some 7 lengths off them. So Kevin Dury on board Bird in Space. He's trying to get her to come back a stride or 2, but she really wants to get on with it. She leads by 5. Back in second is Evocative. We drop 2 lengths back to the favourite. When Evening Comes is perfectly placed, and Jaconari is going to pass them all, but some 10 lengths off them. So it's the filly Bird in Space, the daughter of Duke of Marmalade, for Duncan and Jackie, that leads by 5. Back in second is Evocative. She's only got 52 kilos. When Evening Comes is dropped some 7 lengths off them, and at the back of the field is Jaconari. They're homeward bound, and Bird in Space hugs that rail and leads by 4. When Evening Comes is out to go and get her together with stable companion Evocative. Jaconari still got 5 to go. It's Bird in Space now with 3 lengths to spare over When Evening Comes, who's starting to find a very good finish. It's Bird in Space. When Evening Comes, Jaconari is trying to make up the ground. Bird in Space. Jaconari is coming quickly. Bird in Space from stable companion Jaconari. That's a 1-2 for Duncan and Jackie. Well done to the Cocksedgers. Third will go to When Evening Comes, and fourth will go to Evocative. Well, that was a really good ride by Kevin Dury. Really talented young man, but it's difficult to get him right on the day. When Kevin comes here and his head's in the right place, he's a really, really good rider, and Duncan and Jackie will be over the moon. I hope this is a good tonic for Jackie. We miss a year on course, but Duncan is here to represent the partnership, and they'll run first and second. Bird in Space beats Jaconari. Third place will go to When Evening Comes, and Evocative back in fourth. We'll wait on the judges' result for the final, for the race 2. Unofficially from the commentary box, number 1 from number 3, number 2, and number 5.
We've just witnessed the running of race 2. That's a novice handicap over 1450 meters on number 1 bird in space, Kevin Derere for Deborah Swanson, coming through to do the business here. Well done, Debbie, 2 out of 2. And good ride from Kevin as well.
Yes, very, very chuffed. Kevin is a little genius when he wants to be. Very, very chuffed that he's cracked a bit on this little horse, big horse. Walking into the parade ring, I looked at Dunks, who's here without Jax, unfortunately, today. She hasn't been very well. I hope this makes her feel better. She loves these 2 horses, so it'll definitely put a smile on her face and hopefully a bit of bounce in her step. But as I walked into the parade ring, I sort of looked at Duncan and I said, you got half the field, but I don't think you got a 50% chance of winning this race. One's going to jump out in oil and stop, and the other one's probably going to give it away at the start and be flying but not get there. Anyway, that happened, and as they came into the straight, one grew wings and the other one held on. So, yeah, what a pleasure. Birdie has been sold out of training now, so this was a lovely way for her to finish her racing career. It was nice to get a win with her before she went. And like I said, Kevin, well done. We put a stronger bit in for him, and right distance, right field. It all came together for a nice end. So well done to Jackson Dunks. They've been really good to me in my yard for a long, long time, and it's every win I can have for them is a pleasure. So well done to them, and thank you.
Well done, Deb.
Thank you.
Let's talk to Kev. Well done, Kev. Nice start to the afternoon, giving a winner.
Yes, no, nice start for the massive first compliment to everyone for 2024 New Year. Well, first, I must thank David for everything. I just did my best with the horse. Hold on nicely. We changed the beat. I think I rode him a couple of times, twice during the week, since I last rode him like a month ago, last year. And everything it worked out well. And there was so we're down to the owners. Horses going home. Got a nice home, and it goes on as a winner. That's quite good.
Up in race 4, is it?
Yes, I got one more left. You know, on his best, you know, he's just as good as all the horses in that field. If he come back to his best, I won't be surprised if I come back again.
Well, I think that's the winning rider there, Kevin Direre, on board the one bird in space. Second went to horse number 3, Jack Honori, and third to the 2 When Evening Comes, and fourth to the 5th, Evocative. Next up is race 3. That's the Merit Rated 74 handicap over 1800 meters. Half time is 1.
1, 2. 1, 2.
We now have the all-clear result for race number 2. First place went to horse number 1, Birding Space. Second to number 3, Chakanari. Third to number 2, When Evening Comes, and fourth to number 5, Evocative. So the numbers you're going to need for race 2 are 1, 3, 2, and 5. There was one scratching, horse number 4, Eastern World, and it's now all clear to pay on race 2. Race 3 on today's program is a MR74 Fillies and Mares handicap to be run over 1,800 meters. And we've got a full field of 4 runners. Horse number 1 is Zazu, the mount of Jeffrey Seister for Deborah Swanson. Number 2 is Ian's Ferrari, Morgan Yamaguete on board for Bridget Steidoff. Number 3, Cutback, Nathan Klink for Thomas Mason. And number 4, Duchess of War, Jared Penny for Bridget Steidoff. So just the 4 runners to make their way down to the 1,800 meter mark. Off time for race number 3 is 10 past 1. And the 4 runners have made their way into the parade ring. And once the jockeys are on board, they'll be on their way down to the 1,800 meter mark. And pretty sure we'll be back on schedule with the advertised carded times. So just the 4 runners once again. Deborah Swanson looking for a hat-trick of wins. She started the day off with the first 2 nice winners, and she's represented here by another fancied horse, horse number 1, Zazu, the mount of Jeffrey Seister, dropping in class. Last ran in a Pinnacle, I think it's a Pinnacle plate, a 90. Before there was a 84, so she drops in class, but she does go up in weight. But a big daughter of Global View should carry the weight easily. Number 2 is Ian's Ferrari, tends to go off to the front. We saw the front running keep going in the previous race, but I think Kevin Dury, tactical rider, might have just pinched some early fractions there and kept some up his sleeve. Number 3, Cutback, model of consistency, looking to convert those last 2 seconds into a win. And then at the bottom there, Duchess of War. If she's on her best behavior, she's pretty useful. Sister to Flanders, so she has it in her pedigree to do something. Winner of 3/8 starts. So those are the 4 fillies. And in turning to go down is Ian's Ferrari, followed down by stable companion Duchess of War. The 1 horse is Zazu, and Cutback to complete the lineup. Lots of sunshine over the course now. Hopefully doesn't generate too much heat for another storm that we encountered at the last meeting. So we'll get all the rain, I'm pretty sure, this week, so we could do just get through this meeting today. So those are your 4 runners on their way down to the 1,800 meter mark. Not sure if we're going to cross over to Tonto for his preview.
Up next is race 3, that's a Meritrated 74 handicap over 1,800 meters. Just the 4 runners to take part in the 3rd event here at Borrowdale Park. It's the first leg of the jackpot, and pick 6, leg 3. Pick 3 closes at 13:45. Just the 4 runners as I've noted to earlier before, over the 1,800 meter distance. Number 1 is Zazu, Jeff's sister for Deb Swanson. Zazu good in playing consistently over the past 5 or so runs, very consistent, and will be thereabouts again this afternoon. Number 2 on the card is Ian's Ferrari, Morgan Yamaguete for Bridget Steidoff. And I think Ian's Ferrari hasn't been at best in the past two, but we'll need to draw back to earlier form to impact here. I think you need to look elsewhere. The 2 Ian's Ferrari here. 3 is Cutback, Nathan Clink for Thomas Mason, an ultra consistent 5-year-old twice over mare, and has been very expedient in the past runs and should be, I think, a big danger this afternoon. Last but not least is the 4 Duchess of War, Jared Penny for Bridget Steidoff, and the 4-year-old twice over filly won her last outing over 1800 meters in an MR65, and will be looking to repeat again this afternoon. So my selections are going from the 3 Cutback to beat the 4 Duchess of War, from the 1 Zazu, and then Ian's Ferrari last.
So we got some odds on display here by Peter Barr, working in the Park View. The favourite for race number 3 is horse number 4, Duchess of War, trading at 12 to 10. So lots of value on offer. Number 4, Duchess of War at 12 to 10. Second favourite, number 1, Zazu at 15 to 10. 15 to 10, number 1 Zazu, and then we've got 5 to 2 about Ian's Ferrari and 5 to 2 Cutback. So some excellent service being provided by PB in the Park View, and he'll be giving me his betting, and we'll be disseminating the betting here at Borrowdale Park. You're more than welcome to go across and have a strike with PB. He's very accommodating, and he'll look after you. So the favourite for race number 3 here at Borrowdale Park, horse number 4, Duchess of War, 12 to 10. Number 1, Zazu, 15 to 10. Then we've got the 2 outsiders in the field. That's number 2, Ian's Ferrari, and number 3, Cutback at 5 to 2. So the runners for race number 3 at the start, the starting stall team will shut the front gates, and they'll be coming forward for the running of the fillies and mares MR74 100 meter race, 1800 meter race that is. And it looks a pretty competitive bunch here. I'm not sure you can single out any one runner. So the handler's working with Duchess of War. She can be a little bit of a madam down at the start, but hopefully she'll be on her best behavior. Jockey Penny is waiting for her in the starting stall machine. She'll go into gate number 3. So they just got to get her to come forward nice and straight. Into stall gate number 3. She just turn sideways there. In the meantime, the other 3 jockeys are on board their respective mounts. So Duchess of War just a little bit hot under the collar. halfway in. Looks like they're just trying to nurse her forward. And she rears up, and this is not looking good. Luckily she didn't get away from the handler, so Duchess of War just not quite on her best behavior. Coming up to the starting stall machine one more time. Number of handlers going to try and get her to just take that last step forward. Looks like they could have her in. Yep. Yeah, they managed to close her away. So stable companion coming forward now, Ian's Ferrari. Jockey Penny just on the side of the gate. He's not yet committed to getting on her. Ian's Ferrari comes forward. Likely pacemaker Ian Ferrari. Likes to go off to the head of affairs, and 1800 meters could be just at the end of her compass, but they'll have to take a very good ride to get her home over 1800 meters. It's touch on the far side. Cut back. She'll be enjoying a fast run race if they go off. Helter Skelter, so she'll be hoping the pace is on. So we're just waiting on Zazu. Zazu to come forward into stall gate number 1. Handlers all nice and quiet. Zazu to come forward with Jeffrey Seister. Handlers out the way. White flag raised. All set. And oh, where they go. Well, they broke in a pretty nice line there after that load, and it's out in front. It looks like Zazu might just pick it up from Ian's Ferrari back in second. We drop a length back to cut back, and Duchess of War has been taken to the back of the field. Well, no one really wants to lead here, and Seister looks like he's just going to pick it up on Zazu. He's not too keen to lead either, so it's Zazu that leads from back in second, cut back. Ian's Ferrari would normally take up the running, has been dropped in, and at the back of the field is Duchess of War. So only 4 lengths covers the entire field, and Seister will be licking his chops here. He's managed to go as nice and slow as he needs to be, with the best horse in the race in the handicap. Zazu leads by half a length. Back in second is cut back. We drop a length back to Ian's Ferrari, and Duchess of War is last and 4 lengths off them. All these horses been hard held approaching the 900 meter mark. So it's Zazu leads by half a length. Back in second is Cutback. Third place belongs to Ian's Ferrari, and at the back of the field is Duchess of War as they turn into the straight now with approximately 600 meters to go. So will it be a dash for cash now as Zazu tries to lengthen now? Back in second we've got Cutback, perfectly placed. In behind that we find Ian's Ferrari. Jared Penny is trying to get Duchess of War to pick up the bit. She's still got 5 to go. It's back on the inside. Ian's Ferrari that comes back to join Cutback. In between runners we've got Zazu. We drop a length back to Duchess of War. Still got 4 to go. It's Cutback. Back in second is Ian's Ferrari. Duchess of War is trying to find a finish, but Cutback leads Ian's Ferrari. Back on the inside, Duchess of War. It's out in front. Ian's Ferrari from Cutback, and Morgan Yamaguete, I said, would take a good ride. And he's ridden a brilliant race here on board Ian's Ferrari. He'll beat Cutback back in second. Duchess of War didn't make use of the bottom weight. She'll run third. And Zazu, well, there was just no pace, and she had to pick it up, and just was a bit one-paced over the last 400 meters. Well, the only horse that really quickened there in the race was Ian's Ferrari. Once Morgan Yamaguete got her to get a lead from Cutback and Zazu, when she quickened, that was it. She just stayed on. She'll beat Cutback and Duchess of War back in second and third. We're just going to have to wait on the judges, but Cutback should get second, Duchess of War third, and Zazu back in fourth. Well done to the syndicate here. That's Scott Buchan and his partners, and obviously Bridges Tidolf and Morgan Yamaguete.
Well, there you had the running off race 3, the Meritrated 74 handicap over 1800 meters, won by horse number 2, Ian's Ferrari, Morgan Nyamagwete, getting his double of the afternoon and winning for Bridget Steinhoff, beating into second place horse number 3, cut back with Nathan Klink, and into third, the 4, Duchess of War. Bridget, well done to you. Nice to get the afternoon off to a start.
Yeah, thanks, Ngani. Look, obviously, going into the race, I knew Zazu was going to be the horse to beat. And the way the race played out, I mean, Zazu got to the front and they slowed it down, which worked out absolutely perfectly for Ian's Ferrari. So obviously a very big well done to Morgan. You know, he rides the horse at home and work, and he's done a lot of work with her, and he rode her very, very well.
Well done to you. Have you got any tips for the rest of the afternoon from your yard?
Look, hard racing, hey? Couple of horses in the race to keep the race open for everyone else, but look, let's see. Hey, I think these next couple of races are going to be quite hard. Obviously, looking forward to 2000. A little bit of softer going, but obviously taking on Dindingwi, so who knows?
Well done. Hope to see you later.
Thank you very much.
Bridget started off there, the winning trainer. Let's talk to Captain. Well done to you, Captain. Took it very slow initially, and that played into your hands, I think.
Yeah, everything we worked according to plan. We had Zazu in front, so I just switched my horse off the pace. And last 400, I asked the question, and she responded quite nicely.
Yeah, she won well there. And looking at the rest of the card, have you got any other runners that you'd like to share with us?
Now I've got Red Top and Brianna. They've got small chances, and I'll do my best.
Okay, well done to you. Hope to see you later.
And I'd like to thank Bridget for the ride. Okay.
Well done to you.
Okay, thanks.
That's a winning rider there for the 2 Ian's Ferrari. That's Morgan Nyamagwete, come through to win race 3 on the card here. We move on to the pick 6 legs 1, jackpot leg 2, pick 3 leg 1. That's right, 1340 over 1200 meters.
Race 4 on today's program is a classified stakes 80, and we have a full field of 5 runners, and the jockey is now getting on board and will be out on the main course and on their way down to the 1,200 meter mark. The off time for race 4 is 13:45, so we've got roughly 8 minutes to go to the off. An interesting race, obviously. The unknown quantity here will come in the form of horse number 4, Vara Glow, been off the racecourse for 550 days, having its first start for Deborah Swanson, but is finding some market support, so interesting runner, horse number 4, Vara Glow. First horse to come out and its way down to the start is horse number 3, Red Top and Morgan Yamagwete. Number 5 is Stable Companion Just Adore and Kevin Durant. Number 2, Calipos and Jared Penny. Number 1 is Regulate and Nathan Klink. And we're just waiting on horse number 4, Vara Glow and Jeffrey Seister. Come out with the lead pony, the favourite, horse number 4, Vara Glow at 2-1. They're betting 3-1, number 1, Regulate. And, sorry, I missed number 2, Calipos. Number 2, Calipos, the favourite with Peter Barr. Calipos at 11-10. Second favourite is number 4, Vara Glow at 2-1. Number 1, Regulates 3-1. Number 3, Red Top is 3-1. And the outsider, horse number 5, Just Adore at 7-1. So those are your 5 runners on their way down to the start for the running of race number 4, the classified stakes 80. So the runners for race 4 have arrived down at the 1,200 meter mark. The starting stall gates have been shut, and the 5 runners will be coming forward for the running of what looks a very interesting classified stakes. Like I said earlier on, a lot depends on Vara Glow's fitness levels. Been off the racetrack for 550 days, a winner of his last start, only to be disqualified. Terzi was the conditioner then, but Deborah Swanson has her first crack at Vara Glow, and they've kept him for almost 2 years, so one would feel that there could be something there. Very well bred son of Var out of a Jetmaster mare, so the jockeys look to be getting back on board their respective mounts, and they should be coming forward for the running of this classified stakes. Hand is working on Regulate. Very versatile son of Atto. Was one of the better 3-year-olds, when he was a 3-year-old, one of the better ones in his crop, but he was also off racing for a while, so it's taken him a while to come back to his best, and his last 2 starts have been excellent. Kalipos has also found a new lease of life, running 2 good races back to back, and is very close on form with Red Top. So I think we're in for pretty good race here. Varaglow comes forward, just a door, so we're just waiting on Kalipos and Regulate. Regulate's loaded. Kalipos to complete the lineup. Kalipos is loaded. White flag raised, and away they go. Regulate taken back a stride or 2 together with Varaglow, but slow into stride was Just a Door. Just a Door loses the best part of 7 lengths. The balance of the field is on its way, and it's out in front there. We find just in front of them Kalipos, lead stable companion Regulate. We drop a length back to Varaglow, and alongside that is Red Top. They approach the 800 meter mark, and Kalipos leads on the inside. Varaglow and Red Top towards the stand side running rail. Regulate's got 3 to go, and Just a Door has got a mountain to climb. So it's Kalipos down the middle of the course with the orange cap that reads Regulate with the pink cap. Down the outside running rail, we've got Varaglow coming into contention with the yellow colors. Red Top's got 2 to go. It's Kalipos now galloping strongly, approaching the 300 meter mark. Back in second is Varaglow. Regulate's been left with 4 lengths to make up. Kalipos, Varaglow, Regulate's trying to find a finish. It's out in front, Varaglow from back in second, Kalipos, but they're not going to go to with Varaglow, and Varaglow will make a winning return to racing here at Borrowdale Park. Second will go to Red Top, third will go to Regulate, and fourth will go to Kalipos. And back in fifth, Just a Door, unfortunately threw all his chances away at the start. Well, like I said in my preview, Varaglow, formerly with Terzi, been off the racetrack for a very long time, but a nice fresh horse, and they're really honest horses are these VAR horses, and well done to the Zimfun Racing Club nominee John Smith. Jeffrey Seister, that man against Seister for Deborah Swanson, very difficult to beat. He salutes going past the winning post, so I'm sure there'll be some very happy connections. A jubilant jockey there on board Varaglow. Second will go to stable companion Red Top. And third will go to number 1 Regulate, and fourth to number 2 Kalipos. Unofficially, the numbers you're going to need are 4, 3, 1 and 2.
We have the running of race 4, the classified stakes over 1200 meters, won by horse number 4, Vara Glow, Chef Sister for Deb Swanson. Deb, well done again, and a good return to the winning ways for Vara Glow after the last time out, and he won well here.
Thank you. This is a very, very cool horse to train. I've got to say thank you to Mike Brown, especially Vanessa Harrison, who bred him and loves him, and has allowed some fun to take him over for his racing career. So he's been out for a while playing a bit of polo cross, and it didn't really work out, so they suggested him coming back into training. So obviously he's a 7-year-old, he's been off for a year and a half. Thought that he might be maybe ring rusty, because he definitely came out on Monday morning ready to run, but I thought he might need it a bit. But he's performed beautifully today, he's found the line nicely. I've got to say thank you to John Smith and the Zimbabwe. It's always fun to train for them. I was very privileged and lucky to train their first winner a couple of years ago, called Tricky Business. So it's lovely to have a horse in the yard for all of them. They're great for Zim racing. This big old man is going to be fun for Zim racing. So well done to him, well done to the Zim funners, and well done to Vanessa and Mike Brown. It's a lovely result, very chuffed.
Well done to you, Deb.
Thank you.
That's the winning trainer there. Deb, let's talk to the winning connections. Come through. Hi, well done to you. Deb's just telling me that he's come from polo cross.
Yes, he's looking in really good shape. Yeah, I had a very good feeling about him. So this is my first race here in about, I don't know how many years, just joined. So I'm really excited. Thank you for the jockey. You know, he rode a great race, and it's really great. I'm delighted with the Zimfana team. They've been so supportive, and well, thanks.
Well done to you. Have you got any more runners for Zimfan?
Nope, not that I know of.
Well done to you.
Thank you so much. Thanks.
Those are the winning connections of the 4 Vara Glow. Jeff Sister riding for Deborah Swanson. And second going to number 3 Red Top, Morgan Yamagwete on that one. And third to the 1 Regulate. And fourth to the 2 Calipos. Next up is race 5. And that's the Mary Traded 90 handicap over 2,000 meters. The penultimate on this afternoon's program. That's off at 20 past 2.
We now have the all-clear result for race 4, the classified stakes. AT first place went to horse number 4, Borrowdale. Second to number 3, Red Top. Third to number 1, Regulate. And fourth to number 2, Calais Passes. All clear to play on numbers 4, 3, 1, 2. Race 5 on today's program is a MR90 handicap to be run over 2,000 meters. And we have 4 runners to make their way down to the 2,000 meter mark. Off time 20 past 2. So just up 10 minutes. So we got quite a bit of time still before the running of race number 5. Horse number 1, Dindingwe. The mount of Morgan Yamagwete for Deborah Swanson. Number 2, Bugatti Blue. Jeffrey Seister takes the ride for Deborah Swanson. Number 3, Citrusdal, Nathan Klink for Bridges Tideoff. And number 4, Obscure, Jared Penny for Bridges Tideoff. I've now been supplied the betting by Titch for race 5. Welcome to come along to PB in the Parkside View and have a strike. And the favourite is horse number 1, Dindingwe. It's drifting favourite, now 8 to 10. Number 2, Bugatti Blue, the second favourite at 13 to 10. They're betting 4 to 1, number 3, Citrusdal, and 6 to 1, number 4, Obscure. So PB in the Park View looks like it's a match race between the stable companions Dindingwe and Bugatti Blue, according to his betting. But like I say, handicaps, you have a chance. They're running off their rating, so one just never knows. So these 4 runners are leaving the parading and they'll make their way down to the 2,000 meter mark, which is to the far left of the back straight. So if you look across the track to the back straight, you'll see the 2,000 meter mark. The famous start for the Castle Tankard. What a great race that's been. Some fantastic horses to win the Castle Tankard, jumping from the 2,000 meter mark in the history of racing here at Borrowdale Park. So first to go down is horse number 1, Dindingwe, followed down by number 4, Obscure. On parade is number 3, Citrusdal, in the colours of Ash Dixon. The combination had a winner earlier on, Ian's Ferrari, that won in the colours of Sherwood. That's Ryan Sherwood, so they'll be hoping to get a double with Citrusdal. And then completing the lineup, number 2, Bugatti Blue, Jeffrey Seister for Centaur Syndicate. So those are your 4 runners, and we'll cross over to Tonto for his preview.
Up next is race 5. This is the penultimate race on the day's calendar. It's a merit-rated 90 handicap over 2,000 meters. Just the 4 runners to take part over the 2,000 meter distance. And horse number 1 is Dindingwe, ridden by Morgan Yamagwete, who's already had 2 winners this afternoon for Deborah Swanson. And Dindingwe looks to be the one to beat in this encounter. Is back to business after a blip in the gutsy last, beating Tiger's Eagle with 3 lengths in a pinnacle 2,700 meters down in trip this afternoon. And I think if the going's good, then English should come in the winner's enclosure this afternoon. 2 is Bugatti Blue, coming off a win last time out, is when in an MR85 1700 beat Coffeeberry by 5 lengths. Jeff Sister retains the ride, rested 84 days. And it was a good return to form for the 2. Bugatti Blue should be in the mix again this afternoon. 3 is Citrusdal, Nathan Klink rides for Bridget Steidoff. And if we're following the form, last time out in a 1700 meter encounter, beat Ideal View by 0.75 lengths. And I was just touched off in that encounter, and it was a gutsy effort. and if repeating that should be in the mix again this afternoon. Last but not least is the 4 Obscure Jerry Penny rides for Bridget Steidoff, and the form line isn't too promising, and I think Obscure is going to have to really dig deep here to make any impact. So my selections, I'm going for the 1 Dindingwe to beat the 2 Bugatti Blue from the 3 Citrusdal and the 4 Obscure.
So the runners for race number 5 have arrived down at the 2,000 meter mark, and the preliminary loads will start to take place now. So handlers turn their attention to Bugatti Blue, the mount of Jeffrey Seister. Bugatti Blue to go forward. Handlers just turning him around to try and get him to just walk up with the tape. Bugatti Blue, the mount of Jeffrey Seister for the Centaur Syndicate. Up he goes. Just to close the back gate, and Jeffrey Seister will be united with Bugatti Blue shortly as the other runners start to come forward. So we've got Bugatti Blue loaded. He goes in without the rider, but that works, and that's great. So now they turn their attention to Dindingwe. Looks like the starting gate popped open. The front of the starting gate for Dindingwe came open. She's 3/4 of the way in. Just a little bit of confidence to go in for Dindingwe. Racing the colours of Chris Shepherd and his partners. Once again, that gate pops open. Not too sure what's going on with the gate there, but Dindingwe is loaded. So we're just going to wait now for Citrusdal and Obscure. So Citrusdal to come forward in the orange and white silks of Ash Dixon and his partners. And that'll leave us with the General Fix-It Syndicate or Obscure. Once again, that gate pops open with Dindingwe. Hopefully it'll open on terms. White flag raised, all set, and away they go. Dindingwe just slightly slow into stride, and on the far side looks like Citrusdal as well, but quick into stride there is Bugatti Blue. They're going really quickly in the early stages. Dindingwe dropping some 7 lengths off them. So it's Bugatti Blue that leads from back in second. Obscure on the far side, Citrusdal. And Dindingwe's made up that lost ground, but she's only some 5 lengths off them. So they go past the 1600 meter mark, and Bugatti Blue leads the pace from back in second. The stable companions, That's Obscure and Citrusdal. The jockeys keeping way off the inside running rail as they come up towards the fourth rail. That's 6 meters out. Didingwe's been settled at the back of the field. She's taken a little bit of a hold. Morgan's going to just try and get her to drop the bit a bit. So it's out in front now. Bugatti Blue slows up the pace. He only leads by half a length from Citrusdal. Third place belongs to Obscure, and Didingwe's been positioned at the back of the field. Like I say, she jumps slowly, but at least she's in the race now, only 4 lengths off there. So it's Bugatti Blue. Has Seister managed to switch him off and save a reserve, some reserves for the final 600 meters of the race, as Citrusdal and Obscure keep tabs on him. Didingwe still got 4 to go and is still well in touch with the leaders. They're going to swing right-handed now, and what has Bugatti Blue got left up his sleeve? Back in second, we've got Citrusdal. Obscure's been given a perfect ride together with Didingwe. They're going to make their runs towards the flower rail. It's out in front, Bugatti Blue. Citrusdal now comes under a ride together with Obscure. Didingwe is trying to make up some ground with that big weight of 60.5 kilos as Citrusdal now comes forward to join Bugatti Blue. Back on the inside, we've got Obscure together with Didingwe, but it looks like it's the Clever Boys Syndicate now. They've got a chance of a double as Citrusdal now opens up, and Scott Dixon, it's Ash Dixon together with Scott Buchan. He's on course today. The signs were there, and he's going to have a winner here at Borrowdale Park and record a fine double. Second will go to Didingwe, third will go to Bugatti Blue, and fourth will go to Obscure. Well, when Scott pitched up at the races, one had a feeling there was something in store for the syndicate. And like I said earlier on, Ryan Sherwood won with Ian's Ferrari in his colours, and now Ash Dixon will win with Citrusdal. So it's great for them to have a double on the day. They've been quite quiet by their high standards, but they don't have that many horses in training now. So it's a fine double for them. Second will go to Didingwe. She made up that ground, but just a bit one-paced and obviously a bit slow out of the pins. Third will be Bugatti Blue, and fourth will go to Obscure. So the numbers you're going to need from the commentary box are 3, 1, 2, and 4. Is it?
That was a running off race 5 from MR90 handicap. Over 2,000 meters, won by horse number 3, Citrusdal. Nathan Klink doing the business for Bridget Steidoff. And let's talk to the winning connections. Well done to you guys. We talked earlier about 2000 and Citrus Dolls duly come through.
Yeah, no, look, obviously it's a really big thank you to Andy. Obviously, we didn't think we were going to go. Honestly, I didn't think we were going to beat Dindingwe because I know she loves this distance and stuff. But Nathan got in position really well, and when he asked him, he quickened beautifully. So obviously, a very big thank you and well done to Nathan. And fantastic to have second winner for all the boys. So hopefully this will keep them all a lot happier. And obviously, very big well done. And obviously, well done to Amy. It's her favourite, so very big well done to her.
Well done to you.
Amy? No, I don't know what to say.
Those are the connections of the three. Citrus Doll, Nathan Klink doing the business for Bridget Steidoff. Second has gone to the 1 Dindingwe with Morgan Yamakwete. Third to the 2 Bugatti Blue. And fourth went to the 4 Obscure. Coming up is the last event of the afternoon, and that's race 6, the Zimbabwe Challenge, over 14:50. For us to take part in that, and off time for that is 14:55.
We now have the all clear result for race 5. First place went to horse number 3, Citrus Dal. Second to number 1, Dindingwe. Third to number 2, Bugatti Blue. And fourth to number 4, Obscure. It's now all clear to pay on numbers 3, 1, 2 and 4. Race 6 on today's program is the feature race. It's the Zimbabwe Challenge to be run over 1,450 meters. And we have a full field of 4 runners. Horse number 1, Jet Mirage, racing in the colours of John Smith and his partners, Jeffrey Seister, on board for Deborah Swanson, a winner of 6 of his 28 starts. And that includes 4 of his last 5 starts, so carries 60 kilos, jumped from barrier draw 3. Number 2 is Brianna. Morgan Yamaguete for Gavin McLeod and Robin McLeod, a winner of 8 of her 23 starts, and that includes, like I said, 2 in the last 4 starts, so also in really good form. Then we then have number 3, Wantage, racing for the combination of Dyer and partners. That's Jared Penny on board, a winner of 10 of 50 starts, carries 56 kilos, jumps from barrier draw number 1, Bridges tied off the conditioner, and completing the lineup is horse number 4, Tradition. The mount of Nathan Klink. Nathan just had a winner on Citrus Dal for Bridges tied off again, a winner of 6 of his 33 starts, and he runs in the colours of his owner trainer, that's Bridges tied off, and he carries 54 kilos and jumps from barrier draw 4. So those are your 4 runners for today's top event. Off time for the Zimbabwe Challenge, 14:55. So we still got plenty of time, some 14 minutes to go to the off of race number 6. So the runners are leaving the parade ring. That's the 4 runners for today's top event, the Zimbabwe Challenge. Pinnacle Plate 100. And the first horse out on parade is horse number 1, Jet Mirage, followed down by number 4, Tradition. Next to go down is number 2, Brianna, and then we've got number 3, Wantage. And we now have the betting supplied by Peter Barr. The favourite is horse number 1, Jet Mirage, at 7 to 10. Number 2, Brianna, is 14 to 10. Number 3, Wantage, is 7 to 2. And number 4, Tradition, is 3 to 1. So a warm favourite to take out the last event, horse number 1, Jet Mirage, trading around about 7 to 10. So the runners for the final event, the Zimbabwe Challenge, have arrived at the 1,450 meter mark as we almost upon race time. Just the 4 horses to take their chances here, and interesting little race. Obviously the conditions of the race suit the mare, so I'm quite surprised there aren't more fillies and mares in the race, but maybe they just don't have them at this level. So Brianna actually thrown in at the weights on the weight turnaround with Jet Mirage. Looks like she's going to be a tough nut to crack, but Jet Mirage is definitely on the up, and then one just has to be careful with Tradition down at the bottom there with no weight. So they're coming forward now. It looks like Tradition's loaded. Jet Mirage to go in. We're just waiting on Wantage and Brianna. Wantage will go into stall gate number 1. And that'll leave us with Brianna to complete the lineup. Brianna to go into stall gate number 2. Can Morgan Nyamagwete get this filly back in the winner's enclosure for the connection? She's been a joy to watch for Gavin McLeod and Robin McLeod. Wantage loaded, Jet Mirage loaded. Brianna to come forward with Morgan Nyamagwete on board, regular pilot, handlers out the way, all set. And away they go. They broke in a nice even line, and it's Jet Mirage who goes up to join Brianna back in second. Then we find just behind that Wantage, and at the back of the field, that is Tradition. So it's Brianna who sets the gallop, not a frenetic gallop, leads by a length and a half from Jet Mirage back in second. Wantage is perfectly placed in third. We then have Tradition some 4 lengths off them. So Morgan Nyamagwete's got the filly Brianna out in front, leads by half a length. Back in third, we've got Wantage, he's tagging a bit, so I don't think they're going very fast, and that'll give Tradition 4 lengths to make up. So Brianna turns into the home straight, and the Zimbabwe Challenge leads by half a length, but Jet Mirage is right on her girth. Back in third, we've got Wantage, and at the back of the field, that's Tradition. Can Morgan now get something to go with Wantage out in front? Is Brianna from back in second there. We've got Jet Mirage. Wantage is back in third, and Tradition will make his way to the middle of the course. It's out in front, Brianna, but now Jet Mirage starts to pick up the stride. Back in third there, we've got Tradition together with Wantage. Brianna's now coming under pressure with 300 to go. Has she got any more left in the tank? Because Wantage, and down the middle of the course, we've got Tradition. It's Brianna. Back in second is Wantage. Brianna and the captain. Back in second, Wantage, and third is Tradition. But this one's for Big G, Big Gav, and that's going to be a good win there by Brianna. Start to finish. Second will go to Tradition. Third will go to Wantage. And fourth will go to Jet Mirage. Well, like I said, in the handicap, this was thrown in at the weights, and Big G just had to have her at her best, and that'll be another win for Robin McLeod, Gavin McLeod, Brianna, and Morgan Nyamagwete. Second will go to Wantage there. I think Wantage ran a great race. Sorry, Tradition ran a great race in second. Wantage will be third. Jet Mirage will be fourth. But we're just going to wait for that judge's result. But no doubt in the winner was number 2, Brianna. As the studio plays the slow motion from the previous race. That was race, please ignore that. That was race number 5. So from the commentary box, no doubt in the winner. That's horse number 2, Brianna. Captain Morgan on board for Big Gavin McLeod and Robin McLeod.
Those are running off the last race on the afternoon's program, the Zimbabwe Challenge, over 1450 meters into Brianna Morgan Nyamagwete for Gavin McLeod coming through to win the feature event on the program there. The numbers are not yet up in the frame for the rest of the numbers, but the two, we can report that Brianna has won the Zimbabwe Challenge with Morgan Nyamagwete for Gavin McLeod. Here comes Morgan. Let's have a chat to Morgan. Well done, Morgan. Nice way to cap off the day with a win, and the two Brianna winning well.
Yeah, first of all, I'd like to thank Mr. McLeod for preparing this horse. She was 110%. And today I had 3 kgs advantage from Jet Mirage. And I just went to the front, dictated the pace, and everything worked according to plan.
You've had a nice day today. 3 winners?
2. You want to give me another one? It's 2 winners.
Well done to you.
Thanks.
Through the winners of the Zimbabwe Challenge, number 2 Brianna for Gavin McLeod and Morgan Nyamagwete.